Hey there, this is Newcastle Music Studios, and in this video we are going to be reviewing the Casiotone CT-S200 keyboard, 61 key keyboard, dual function, functions as a standalone keyboard, and a USB MIDI player. So as you can see here, this is the keyboard, and if you want to run it from your PC, let's say, you can connect it with the USB mini to your PC. If you can see my PC way over there, probably not so good, but then you have my computer up here, obviously, and this would be the track for that. So hitting it just once, you can hear that, that's the USB. So it's an amazing little USB MIDI player. So just to play something for you real quick, let's go ahead and play something. So yes, you can use it as a MIDI USB player, and it is amazing for that. But it also has 400 of its own tones and a whole bunch of stuff that you can do within it. And we're going to go ahead and talk about that. But yeah, so I wanted to get that out of the way because that's very, very important. People have asked me questions about it, and that's basically why I bought it. It doesn't have a mod wheel. That kind of blows, whatever you want to say, is what it is. But let's talk about the actual keyboard, what we're looking at here. Now it has a power button, up and down volume. The controls are so-so. 4 or 5 is probably the sweet spot. Now it has the 2 dual speakers, as you can see, the one over here and then the one right here. Now it comes in $120, $135. You can buy it pretty much anywhere on the internet. Now, with that being said, it's very lightweight. It's plasticky. These are not weighted keys, as I pointed out. They are what they are. They have a lot of kickback and punch to them, and they're very light, but they're not weighted. So, but it's $120, $135. Going back over here, we have the classic mid 1980s calculator technology screen. I think it's called is it called liquid bezel screen? Very, very old stuff. And then it has a 3 controller function, which you always go back by clicking home, rhythm, song, dance, so on and so forth. This is going to control the tones in there. Your sample sounds, you have 400 of them, starting with your classic piano sound. So what we're going to do now, as you can see here, this is a classic 3.5 millimeter jack. All right, continuing. So 1 to 400, this controls it. 1 to 400. Home button always brings you back to home. It kind of clears things. Stop and play is for the song section, which is found in the middle. Tempo lets you see the tempo 126. So you can change that if you're messing around with these other functions, which I'll get into that. Now, it has a 1/4 inch sustain port on the back. It does not come with a sustain pedal. Let's just say, for example, we're playing the grand piano here. Okay, so then you turn your sustainer on normal. Due to the limited mobility of what's going on here. So, it's all right. Sustainer off. My setup allows you to create your own setup, meaning like the octaves that you save things in, all that kind of stuff. You can save stuff on here. I don't know what the capability of the board actually is, but that's... And then you have function. Now function is very important. I have mine saved on the transpose. There's no transpose, excuse me. Usually you have buttons or a wheel, and you can go down. 61 keys is quite a bit, but I still felt like I wanted to go down an octave, so I changed as here. And you change it by going like that. You can go plus 12, and you can go minus 12, and 0 is what the key is set at. So going up 12, obviously going down to 0, then going down so you get a full 2. So yeah, very, very, very easy. We'll leave it at -12 for now. So like I said, getting back to the, the function button, and these buttons are a little bit touchy in a way. You got to get used to using them because they're kind of tricky because you have to use the wheel to change things. So, but then there's a little arrow which you can barely see, even sitting in front of it, you can barely see it, let alone the camera barely being able to see it. And then you have an option, a reverb. Right now we have reverb hall too. So now, like stadium, you could hear. Room 2, stadium 2, reverb off completely. And then we go up, hit back button, and then you go forward again. You have the sustainer pedal, but we don't have it, but there's a function there for it. And then the intro, ending off. We're not going to mess with that. Chord mode, fingered 1. You're going to want to take some time to play around with that if you want to learn it. Rhythm volume, and then it's going to have song volume, dance volume. Now, all those volumes are relative to, if I hit home, rhythm, song, dance. We'll get into that in just a second. There's a lot to go through with this thing, and I definitely am not going to hit it all. So getting back to what we were saying there, those are pretty ancillary, pointless. Tuning 440, you can change that. And then you have the MIDI out. Now, I said, as you could hear, the MIDI. Now, that's just the keyboard, the MIDI out to 1. But if I change on my DAW and turn off the mute, and then again, I would have to turn this thing off or go to 0. Whoops, here, exit. Go to 0 on my 1, and you can hear it. Barely. You can hear it. Yeah, you can hear it. I don't know exactly what happened to it changed from Oberheim strings. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you there. But then let's say you want to turn back up and you want to play some grand piano and you want to use the samples on here. Obviously, you're just going to mute that stuff going on there. So as we were playing, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so let's go ahead and we're going to talk about this quick. We're going to play some more tones in here, and that's going to be the end of it because at that point we'll probably hit 15 minutes. So, all right, so we have rhythm, song, dance, and this stuff is going to be a little confusing for beginners. Hitting rhythm, you have the choice of your pattern, your fills, like your drum fills, and then your ACMP. Let's see here. Modern, build, ballad. Go back. So if I turn this on, you turn it on by hitting play. So you can hear that. And now you can adjust your pattern. So I just added a fill right there. I don't have anything else programmed in for the chord, but I believe I just added E. Now I changed it to F. Okay, we're gonna hit stop. So that's gonna take some time for you to learn, but you can build your own drum samples on here. And there are quite a few drum kits built into this thing, so you can choose like electric, 808, 8-bit type stuff, ballad, modern, electric, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it's not super complex. Whoops, not super easy. Now the song thing, for release, for example, I think we all know for release, right? Turn on the sustainer like I was playing before. Anyway, that sounded terrible, but whoops, wrong button. So the song for release, we would just hit play to hear it. And they're playing it much faster than I was. I think it says 140. I'm not sure if that's 140 beats per minute. Maybe. And then they have 60 songs. So Home Sweet Home. The dance thing is fairly complex, even more complex to a beginner, but you can learn it. It's not that complex. Down here, we have a whole row of stuff that says synth over here. So you have synth 1 A, B, C, synth 1 A, synth 2 A, B, C, and so on. So basically, this little tiny screen thing, which you can barely see. Sorry, I moved my head away from the mic. But what I want to say basically is, so this is the first one. We're going to hit play. So that's a built-in, basically like DJ sound, and you can manipulate it as if you were a DJ, or you can use it as a backtrack in a song. You can kind of do whatever you want. So if we hit play, it has A time here. And then I'm going to hit, I changed it to AACA. And then I'm going to take away the C, or the A at the end. And then I took away the A. So I added that in. All right, so and you have a whole set of different stuff where you can manipulate acid. I think it goes to 50 hip hop, reggae. So, and then you could play along on top of it if you wanted. You got the idea. It's gonna take time to learn that kind of stuff. So like I said, it has 400 sounds. Hitting home, we're on mellow piano. So the piano is nothing too special. Electric grand piano. And my sustainer's on, that's why it... A little to be desired on some of those. So chorus, clavier. I'm just gonna kind of hit these keys so you get an idea of what this sounds like. Percussion, organ, chapel organ, some D minor here. Kind of boring, but whatever. Going up, accordion, steel guitar, 12 string. Here. It kind of, maybe with a sustainer and some manipulation and reverb, you can get some better sounds out of these. Clean guitar, mute guitar, distortion guitar. Sorry, that sounds not so good at all. Bass. Honestly, I think that's a little too much slap bass. Bass line here. So the bass sounds okay. Digital rock bass. Violin, so let's play A, B, let's play C. And then down here, nothing special. Cello. Honestly, the string sections, pizzicato, strings, I mean, it's okay, it doesn't sound bad. Harp. Okay, so when you get into the digital strings at 100, that's where I think this thing actually sounds kind of cool. So my favorite, I think, is one flute and strings choir. Tremolo strings. Pretty much 100 and up, where you get, like, the synth one sounds okay. And you could make, like, scary music for movies with this. If you can hear that, it's It sounds cool, honestly. Okay, my favorite that I found so far, and we got to end this video here soon. It's getting very, very long. I think it's 136. All right. Without the sustainer, I think my function here of transpose down by 12 an octave. So it's a little bit louder. So I love that one. I absolutely, it's kind of has that Batman feel to it. I don't really know, but that's not Batman. Yeah, you got an idea. Anyway. Alright, this video is getting very long. Let's go look at the drums real quick, going way up to 400. Yeah, so you can do a lot, and then it has sound effects. And then it has stuff mainly made for sound. This one's literally called soundtrack. So let's just play D here. Turn on my sustainer. Any questions or any other tests or so on, or so how I'm hooking this stuff up, go ahead and drop me a message or leave it in the comments, and I'll try to tend to it when I have time. Sorry this video is going to be 20 minutes or so long. I tried doing it. It took 40 minutes the first few times because there's so much stuff to go through on this to give a fair review, but I'll try to edit it down. Please consider subscribing and clicking like if you are into these kind of basic reviews and whatnot. Have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.